Hey guys, what's going on? Yeah, I'm here to do a video, a talk on somebody who passed away yesterday, and that's Tommy Tiny Lister. Now, Tommy Lister was well known as an actor and as a professional wrestler. He basically worked with anybody who was anybody in the entertainment industry and also in the wrestling industry. Talking about someone who worked with many many of the top legends within all those industries. Ice Cube, Tupac, Michael Jackson, Randy Savage, Hulk Hogan, uh, anybody who was anybody. Um, he had two stints in professional wrestling. One was in 19 from the whole year of 1989, in which he worked with Hulk Hogan at the main event of SummerSlam '89. It was it was a thing where Vince McMahon was doing this thing where he was um, producing his own movie. It was called No Holds Barred, and um, Tommy Lister was in it as the character of Zeus. It was basically like a wrestling version of Rocky, where Hulk Hogan's character would fight from underneath as the underdog against this big menacing villain. And then Vince had the idea to put them in an actual match on pay per view. Um, Tiny was never the best of workers because he came from an acting background. So they thought it best to put him in tag team situations. And in the main event of SummerSlam '89, he teamed with Randy Savage um, to take on Hulk Hogan and Brutus Beefcake. And it was well known, notorious by fans. He only did that. He did that vice grip with his hands where he looked like he broke Hogan's neck. And it was funny because when he debuted as the character in the movie, the character that he had been in the movie, Zeus, you can hear Jesse the Body Ventura say, "Yeah, but this is real life, McMahon." On the main event of Saturday, the main event of Saturday night's main event, Hulk Hogan and Big Boss Man in a cage, and all of a sudden you see Zeus just come out of nowhere, um, approaching Hulk Hogan for a match. Then from there he was in Ted DiBiase's Survivor Series team, in which he was one of the sole survivors. But like I said, the one that people remember him for was in the wrestling industry. They remember him for the SummerSlam '89 main event. And there's this, and I talked about this before. There's this crazy ass promo with Zeus, Randy Savage, and Sherry. They're behind a cage, and Zeus is Zeus is shaking at the cage. Sherry's climbing the cage, and Randy Savage is screaming and yelling. It's one of the craziest promos um, that you'd be likely to see. The movie No Holds Barred, and then later on, he and Hogan had a one-on-one match when the movie finally aired on pay-per-view. It was called The Match in the Movie. That special is not on the WWE Network, but it should be, and the movie should be too. It was a low-budget movie. It was the first production by, basically the first production by WWE Studios. Mean Gene Okerlund was in it. Jesse the Body Ventura, and Hulk Hogan plays the character of Rip, and Zeus is in it. Zeus, and then from there, he kind of disappears from the public eye. He still continues to make movies, but he has another resurgence, what became his second most famous role, possibly even more famous than his portrayal of Zeus, was that of Deebo, the neighborhood bully in the Ice Cube movie Friday. Like I said in my other video, Ice Cube did a comedy version of basically the hood type movies like he had done in Boys in the Hood. And he had the neighborhood bully of Deebo, who, who he knocked out at the end. And Chris Tucker's character is over him saying, "You got knocked the fuck out." But people remember not only him getting knocked out, but uh, him also bullying one of the characters and taking his chain, and the guy's running off. Oh, my grandma gave me that chain. Yeah, he was a neighborhood bully. He was the antagonist of Ice Cube, and also he was in Gridlock. I mean, not Gridlock. I don't think it was Gridlock. Yes, yeah, Jason, he was. He was the main protagonist in No Holds Barred. But like I was saying, he was also in a movie with Tupac. It wasn't Gridlock, it was Bullets, with Mickey Rourke and Tupac. He made a lot of video cameos as well. With a lot, he worked with Heath Ledger in The Dark Knight in 2008. He worked in Don Juan DeMarco too with Selena. So he basically worked with anybody who was anybody in the entertainment industry for many years. He got his start on Perfect Strangers. He worked in the USFL, but in wrestling he wasn't done yet. He will return to wrestling in 1996. He was brought back by Kevin Sullivan in the Dungeon of Doom in the 1996 uncensored match to in the alliance to destroy Hulkamania. He was brought back under the name Z Gangsta. He always had, like, in these movies and these roles, he always had names associated with Compton or being a gangster or some sort of South Central Los Angeles stereotype besides Zeus. But like like for example in Don Juan DeMarco, he was known as Rocco Compton. You know? But yeah. He wasn't No Holds Barred. Yeah, that was that and Deebo are his two most famous roles that he had done. But yeah, you would always see him in everything. And you'd be like, basically, if you needed a big, tall, intimidating black guy, he was in, he was the go-to guy in almost everything. He has a couple of shoot interviews with Hannibal. He has one on Vlad TV. He has a few, but he is well known and remembered by wrestling fans, sometimes infamously, because some people didn't really like his run. And according to him, he was supposed to be the WWF champion and supposed to work with Hulk Hogan at WrestleMania 6. But it was nixed in the end in favor of Warrior. I don't know if that's true. According to Bruce Pritchard, that's not true. But that's what Tiny always said. So if he'd have won, that would have made him the first African American WWE champion before Kofi Kingston. you know, so but yeah. Rest in peace to Tiny Lister, Deebo, aka Zeus.